Hi everyone, this is Carrie Newton with Parker Properties, and in this video we are going to talk about the difference between being pre-approved for a home loan as a buyer and being pre-qualified on a home loan as a buyer. Okay, I think the words pre-approved and pre-qualify often get exchanged. Is that the right word? Interexchanged? I don't know if that's the right word. So if that's not the right word, just ignore that. But I think people get them confused. So let's talk about the difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified. Pre-qualified means that you have, as a buyer, you've given your lender some basic information, name, how much money I make, etc. Like you've given that information over to the lender. The lender's looked at all of your information and they've said, based off of what I have, you buyer, you are qualified to purchase a $300,000 home with this type of loan. Great, it's fantastic. They're pre-approved. Pre-approved means that the buyer has provided their documents to the lender, their pay stubs, their tax statements, they've provided all of the things to the lender. The lender has looked over everything. The lender has sent them through initial underwriting and they are pre-approved for that home loan, okay? So imagine you're a seller and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've got these two contracts and they're both for, $100,000. Same terms, blah, 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 all the things are the same. This buyer is pre-qualified and this buyer is pre-approved. Which one is the stronger candidate to be chosen as an offer? Obviously the pre-approved one is. So it helps you as a buyer to make sure that your contract is a stronger contract or a stronger offer to provide to the seller. And it also, like, selfishly for you as a buyer, it makes sure that you're good, that you're good to go, that when you're out there shopping for a piece of property, that you are not going to fall in love with the house only to have the lender do a little bit more due diligence and say, oh, I'm so sorry, you don't qualify for that much. Like you can't purchase that, or, whatever the case may be. So, and that can be really devastating as a buyer to find out that you've fallen in love with something that you cannot purchase. So selfishly, it protects you as the buyer, and then it also just makes you a much stronger candidate as a seller to sellers when you go to present your offer. So that's the difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified. So let's talk a little bit about lenders. Who should you use as a lender? Okay. Me personally, this is my personal opinion. Other people may disagree with me, but I think that when you're purchasing a house and you're making the biggest investment that you are likely ever going to make in your entire life, that the lender that you use on that loan is one of the, if not the most important person inside of that transaction, because they know all of your financial stuff. Okay, they're the ones that are giving you the advice on what loan to take out. For they're so important. So the lender that you use on the property as a buyer should be somebody that you like, know, and you trust. Okay, you should be able to call your lender. You should be able to ask your lender questions, and you should be able to trust that the advice that lender is giving you is good and solid advice. So if you don't have a lender that you like, know, and trust, find one that you do. If you need help finding a lender that you like, know, and you trust, you can reach out to me and I can give you contacts. Even if you're not using me as an agent, I'd be glad to pass along, my lender's information to you, because it's not a secret. They're not, they don't just specifically work for Carrie. These are just people that I have come across in the business and I like, know, and I trust them. So I'll pass along their information to you. But yeah, make sure that you're using a lender that is going to do a good job, that's going to take great care of you. Make sure that you get pre-approved with the lender, not just pre-qualified. And last but not least, please use a local lender. Okay, I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. And I'm going to say it again. Please use a local lender. I cannot express to you how important that is going to be to your contract, okay? I know there are going to be people who watch this video and they're like, well, I used Quicken Loans and they were amazing. And I used, you know, I probably shouldn't have said the name. Okay, ignore I said that. I used ABC online lender and they were amazing, okay? The local lender, local lenders use local appraisers, which when you're having your property appraised, having someone that knows the area, knows the value of things could not be more important. An appraiser that comes from the other side of Dallas out here to where I live, they don't understand the value of land. They don't understand what's normal in this area, okay? So using that local lender means that you're using local appraisers, and these are lenders that you're gonna see. These are people that live inside of the community. I mean, so they're gonna take great care of you because their reputation is on the line. Like if they don't take great care of you, they're not gonna get repeat business from you or any referral business from you. So use those local lenders, because they use local appraisers and they know what's going on, and you are not going to have to stop what you're doing in the middle of a transaction and explain to your lender, or if I'm your agent, I'm not going to have to stop in the middle of that transaction and explain to your lender why we store poop underground in Wise County. It's called a septic system, and believe it or not, God's honest truth, if I had a Bible, I've got one right over here. I will put my hand on my Bible and I will tell you I have had to explain that not one time, but 2 times to out-of-state lenders. Twice I've had to explain to a lender that it is okay that we store wastewater underneath the ground in the state of Texas. It is extremely common. It's called a septic system. That literally blows my mind. Like, blows my mind that I've had to do that. Not one time. One time is a fluke. 2 times, that's not a fluke, okay? So use a local lender because they live in the community. They work with local appraisers. They understand our market. They understand what's normal and what's not normal in our market, and they can help you to navigate that loan so that you get to the finish line, that you get to closing, and that there are no surprises last minute on a requirement that is super common, you know, in the area that you're purchasing, but because your lender doesn't do loans in that area that you're purchasing, they don't know about, you know, needing a septic report or needing a water well test or needing, you know, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different things, but use a local lender and get pre-approved and not just pre-qualified. All right, that's my soapbox for the day. Bye, guys.